Hello, and welcome to this year's first episode of ACES TV All Access, the University of Evansville's home for student news and entertainment. I'm Molly Chittister, and I am so glad that you could join us today to hear all about the exciting news happening on campus. Our first story takes you downtown to Evansville's West Side Net Club. If you're looking for some fun this next week, the Fall Fest is the place to be.
Welcome to the West Side Nut Club Fall Festival.
Thank you very much.
Chocolate covered crickets. We're selling the chocolate covered crickets here.
Definitely the food. You have to go around and try multiple things, but my favorite is fried cookie dough.
Definitely the food and getting to see friends, and then also watching the talent competitions from the little kids. That's always interesting.
I like the food and the rides. I'm a total kid at heart, so I love riding the rides that are down there.
What's your favorite ride down there?
I like the freak out.
Definitely all the fried food. Like, I tried fried cookie dough for the first time. It was awesome.
My favorite memory was probably the brownies that had bacon in it, and Spuds and stuff also had like Gator Spuds. It was great.
My favorite thing about the Fall Festival is everyone gets to win like a free fish if you play a game, and people watching because you see some pretty crazy dressed up people.
I really like the deep fried green beans with like the chipotle sauce. It's fantastic. You have to go find it.
Definitely deep fried Oreos.
Definitely kettle corn, because it's made from an actual kettle. Molly, what's yours? Your favorite is cotton candy, right? No, fried cookie dough, for sure.
The deep fried cookie dough sundae, that is amazing.
Mine would be the food also. I definitely go around and would try everything like she said, but I'm like the deep fried mac and cheese or the brain sandwiches.
Like anything that you could think of fried, I basically saw at Fall Fest.
You can eat a lot of things that are bad for you, and you don't feel bad about it because everybody around you is doing the same thing.
Next up, we'll head over to sports. ACES TV reporter Danielle Alvin has been working hard at Evansville sporting events to bring you the top 5 plays of this month. Let's throw it into Danielle's court to see what plays he's chosen for us. Daniel?
Thanks, Molly. I'm Dan Alvin, and I have your top 5 plays of September.
To kick things off, we have men's soccer defense at number 5 with Gonzalez chipping in, but in the end it is punctuated by Evansville native Eric Teppen punching it out of here. And going on to volleyball, number 4, the Aces taking on Bradley. These women are kind of terrifying as it is, but Lorena Marquez slams home a point. Later on for the game-winning point is an excellent volley in defense as the Aces smother the Bradley attack, winning the game 25-14. Play number 2 coming in is Emily Richardson. The play devolved from corner kick and floats it in from post into the box. And that was the goal that won the game right there. And number 1, Nate Opperman getting the ball inside the 18 and chipping it in is Mark Anthony Gonzalez, winning the game against number 6 ranked St. Louis.
Thanks, Daniel. Up next, we have a real treat for you. Our newest segment, Dorm Room Cooking 101, jumps into the kitchen to show you different foods that you can cook while living on campus. Let's head over to the kitchen now to see what's cooking.
Hi, I'm Maria Thomas, and this is College Cooking 101. Today we're going to be making stir-fried ramen. Now the ingredients for this are pretty simple. I mean, there are a couple things you might need to go out and buy, but they don't cost too much. First off, you need ramen noodles, just a standard pack. It doesn't matter what flavor you get because you're not going to use the flavor packet anyway. Then you need some green onions, and you need soy sauce and hoisin sauce, which I found at the local market under the international section by the Chinese food, like by the soy sauce and everything. I also chose to add some peanuts, and we have some bean sprouts, which I also found in the local market. So we also have an egg over here, which you're gonna need. We're gonna turn the heat on, this front one. I'm putting it on about 3, 4, and if you have like medium, low, medium, high, you want it somewhere between low and medium. And while that's heating up, I'm going to actually go over here, and we're gonna put the ramen in a bowl, and we're gonna put some water in the bowl. It says 2 cups on the pack. That looks about good right there. And then we're gonna put that in the microwave for 3 minutes. So, egg, I'm gonna crack it in a pan. If you don't have a non-stick pan, you're actually going to want to coat your pan with something so the egg doesn't stick. You're going to want to use something like the spray cooking oil or vegetable oil, something like that, because you don't want to mess your pan up. So right now what we're going to do is we're just going to scramble the egg. So you just want to move it around. I'm actually going to turn the heat down to low because I need to drain my noodles. So here are my noodles. And I'm going to take them to the sink. I have a spatula over here to drain with. You can actually use a plate, whatever works, but you don't want the noodles going down the sink. And then we're going to throw in our ramen. And we want to mix that up with the eggs, break it up. And now we're going to add our sauces. We're going to start with the hoisin sauce. And we're going to put in 1 teaspoon. I'm actually going to add my soy sauce, 1.5 tablespoons. And if you don't want to go out and buy soy sauce, then you can probably get some. Want to keep stirring it around in there. I'm going to go over here to my cutting board and cut up some green onions. You don't want to have your fingers sticking out because you don't want to cut them off. We're going to add some shallots just to taste as much as you want. Stir fry, what's great about it is it doesn't take too many ingredients. You can add whatever you want. And it can feed a lot of people. I mean, this is just 1 pack of ramen noodles right here. I'm going to add some peanuts. So all of this is on a low budget. The soy sauce, I actually borrowed from a friend. I'm sure you can find someone who has soy sauce. The hoisin sauce was about $3 or so. The vegetables didn't cost much at all. They were all about, I mean, the total bill was like $12 for this whole recipe. So that's not too bad at all. Alright, so I added in my bean sprouts. Gonna mix this up, and my heat I'm gonna put up to medium high, so I have it between 5 and 6 over here. Now we're gonna let this sit here a little while because we actually want it to get kind of crispy. I'm thinking this is about done, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the stove off. Let it sit for a bit. And I think we're about done here, so I'm gonna grab some plates, maybe, if we have plates. Alright, we're just going to serve that up. That is College Cooking 101, stir-fried ramen.
Last up, we take a look at an exciting development for 2 UE alums. Josh Reedford and David McCracken have been working on their very own cinematic movie. We now bring you the latest news on their film, Daylight.
I'm Paul Bragan with ACES TV. We're here today with the filmmakers behind the movie Daylight. We've got Josh Reedford and David McCracken here. You guys are both UE grads. How did your education here influence your lives thus far as filmmakers?
I guess mine was a little more direct than Josh's probably because I was a mass comm minor here, and I wanted to do a feature while I was in school here, and so what I did was I basically created a bunch of independent studies that would allow me to do that. So I did one through the English department that was like 3 units to give me to be able to write the screenplay, and then another 3 units of independent study through Mass Comm department in order to actually make the movie in a semester, which Josh acted in. And so we basically did that. So it gave me a lot of kind of experience on the do-it-yourself sort of model. That was before Kickstarter and before Indiegogo and everything. So it was kind of a little smaller version of kind of what, Daylight became.
Yeah, for myself, I was a music major while I was here, and so in a producing role, that didn't really help me a whole lot. But the way I really got a start in films was working with David on a number of them as the writing the score for it. In fact, we recorded one of our films. We had the UE orchestra and choir and recorded over in New Chapel, which was really cool. That was kind of what jump started that for me. That's where I was like, oh yeah, I really like doing this. And then I've gone on to that, but also to do other things. I guess I was a business minor while I was here, so as a producer, I have been using some of that knowledge from that as well.
So tell us about this movie, Daylight.
Well, it's about a team of Child Protective Services workers who are investigating these child abuse cases in the small town of Daylight, Indiana. And as they go through them, they kind of get a little bit more and more bizarre.
How did you guys come up with the idea for the movie? And from the time you thought of the idea to now we have the finished product, how long did that take?
I came up with the idea, the very first idea of I want to do a feature was whenever I was in the middle of my graduate work at the Cinematic Arts School at University of Southern California. And then we didn't. I came back to Indiana in like the summer of 2010, and then that's when me and Josh got started casting and that sort of thing. And then we got it done, completed, in August of last year.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of challenges did you guys face in making this movie?
The biggest one, from a producer standpoint, it was budget. Mm-hmm. We tried to get by on as small of a budget as possible, but at the end of the day, there's always just hidden things that come up, and there's always something else that needs to be paid for.
There are some very interesting special effects in this movie, especially towards the end, and that was something you mentioned, that you didn't have this huge Hollywood budget that a lot of films had. How were you able to fit in a lot of those kind of special effects?
We had a awesome team of visual effects artists in LA who basically just toiled for hours and hours and hours to get the effects that we wanted. I mean, we didn't get everything that we wanted. I think there were still some that didn't quite come through just because like certain things that we had envisioned would have, taken James Cameron to figure out how to do. So, we had to settle with what we could. But it was just one of those things that, with David and Joel and Caden being out at USC and being surrounded by some of the finest talent in the country as far as film goes, just kind of dug up some people that, were looking to do the same thing that we were, which is, get something with your name on it, get some experience doing something that, no one else had really thought of before. And we just happened to find some people that were able to do what it was that we wanted to do.
You mentioned people can buy tickets online. Where can they go to get the tickets?
Go to it's the Showplace Cinemas website. I think it's showplacecinemas.com. Yeah. And basically, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a little banner that's got the Daylight, or part of the Daylight poster on it. And if you just click on that, it'll let you buy tickets. Yeah.
I'm Paul Bragan with Aces TV.
Thank you all for watching this month's episode of Aces TV All Access. We hope you will join us next month for another exciting program. For all of us here at Aces TV, I'm Molly Chittister. Go Aces!
Want to be a part of Aces TV All Access or have suggestions for our show? Contact us at goacestv@gmail.com, follow us on Twitter @AcesTV, or like us on Facebook.